Valve recently unveiled a new version of the Steam Deck which comes with a lot of minor upgrades and a few major ones. But should you upgrade? Let's talk about it. So if you haven't seen the news yet, Valve announced late last week that they're actually working on a new mid-cycle refresh of the Steam Deck, which is pretty exciting news considering that I honestly wasn't actually expecting to see a new Steam Deck for quite some time. But it's also a bit refreshing to see them take some advice from the community and actually throw some of the feedback that they received at a new iteration. So with that said, what did they actually add or change? In comparison to the original Steam Deck, which had a 7-inch LCD IPS touchscreen, the new one is actually going to be getting a slightly larger 7.4-inch screen, which is thankfully in the exact same form factor. So yes, your old deck accessories like those kill switch from dbrand or any of the other docks or other things like that that you may have spent couple $100 on are still going to work. So that's really exciting news, especially if you guys are those types of people who really always need to have the newest thing when it comes out. So that's really great news and something that I'm sure that you guys are really relieved to hear. Now, another thing that I think is really great and makes the new Steam Deck even better is that it has a brand new HDR OLED display with a peak brightness of 1000 nits. Unfortunately, though, it still retains that same 1280 by 800 resolution, so if that bothers you, unfortunately, that hasn't been changed. But the new display boasts much greater color accuracy and vibrancy, so I'm sure that you guys are going to be able to forgive the resolution, even though I know it's a little bit unfortunate that it's not even 1080p. But, you know, at this size, you're not really going to miss 1080p. Honestly, I haven't really been bothered too much by the fact that this is a little bit lower of a resolution than other devices that I own. In other news, you're also going to be getting a Wi-Fi 6E card, so that's going to be giving you the fastest Wi-Fi speeds. You're going to get significantly improved download speeds, which if you have a Steam Deck right now, I'm sure that you know the struggle of trying to download a really large game. It takes forever. This is going to solve that. Another thing is that we also get a new 6nm APU, which is a brand new custom designed APU by AMD. But before you guys get all excited about that, it's only giving you marginal improvements in performance over the original deck, so that's not really anything to write home about. But one thing that is something to write home about is the new battery chemistry, and that has been updated now with a little bit larger capacity. Now it's at 50 watts compared to the original 40 watt hours, and that means that you're going to be able to game for longer and have to recharge less, which is always a nice thing. Unfortunately, it's not anywhere near 99 watt hours, which is the legal limit for going on a plane, but, you know, they don't want to make this thing massive and super heavy either, so, you know, compromises have to be made, but it still would be nice to see an even larger battery at some point. But perhaps one of the most exciting things to be announced, of course besides the OLED display, is the addition of a new 1TB model for those of you who don't want to do like I did and upgrade your Steam Deck with a 1TB drive by yourself after you buy it. In addition to the new drive, they've also redesigned the case to give you a removable, zippable liner, so that way you can carry your deck around in a smaller, lighter package. Although this is kind of not really so important considering that now we have nice accessories like the kill switch, but it's nice to see that Valve is actually thinking about their consumers and use cases and wanting to protect this investment as you're traveling around and throwing it into a bag. So that's definitely something that's pretty cool because this inside liner case will actually be able to stay on your device and just be tossed into a bag and not take up a ton of room. So it's pretty cool. It's a nice little zippy bag, hard shell type of thing. But you also get some exclusive themes, you get some nice keyboards, startup themes. You basically get all of this stuff if you get the top end model. Some of these things are not present in all of the lower end models, so just be aware of that. I believe that the inside liner zippy case thing only applies to the 1TB model, not the 512 gig. But unfortunately, across the board, the Steam Deck maintains resistive thumbsticks, so if you guys were hoping for Hall effect joysticks, we're not getting that this year, boys. Thankfully though, the feeling of the sticks, from what I've heard about from Linus Tech Tips, has been improved, so they're still going to be a little bit better than what you're used to on the current Steam Deck, and the repairability remains and has actually been expanded this year to be even more friendly to you tinkerers out there. Overall, would I recommend getting the new deck? Well, absolutely. If you don't already have one, this fixes many of the complaints that I and others like me have had with the device. But there's still a few remaining issues. For me, the main thing that I dislike about the Steam Deck is the fact that it only has one USB-C port. Apple did this with the 12-inch MacBook in 2015, and Valve's following in their footsteps, making another computer with just a single USB-C port. Now, is that the end of the world? No, it's not. But honestly, with things like the Nreal Air that you can use to seriously enhance your Steam Deck experience, needing to be plugged into that port and have full DisplayPort functionality, it kind of makes it a little bit frustrating since you're going to have to change the way that you interact with the deck once the battery falls below a certain level, since you can't have it plugged in at the same time as you're using the Nreal Air. But that is a little bit of a frustrating thing. So hopefully in a Steam Deck 2 this will be improved. So as I had mentioned, things like the Nreal Airs of course are going to be a pretty much a match made in heaven here for the Steam Deck, and with the new one I'm sure it's also going to be exactly the same. This really does enhance your Steam Deck performance, so if you guys do want to pick up some Nreal Airs, I will leave links down below in the description. And if you guys are like me and you wear glasses, you absolutely need to check out the VROptician. VROptician is a company based out in Germany. They make extremely high quality lenses made from Zeiss optics. They give you the option to do your full prescription with extremely high quality glass, optically clear. Absolutely fantastic quality out of there. They come with all of the holes pre-drilled, they come with all the mounting hardware and everything that you need to get it started. And also, if you don't have Nreal Airs, but maybe you have something like the MetaQuest 4, they just released a brand new MetaQuest 4 optics, so I'm going to be showing you guys all of that stuff right here. And if you guys do want to go ahead and get any of these VROptician optics for yourself or for your family, I know it's the holidays coming up, you guys can absolutely do that using the links down in the description below. If you use my links and my coupon code, which is embedded in those links, you will get 5% off, and it'll also help to support the channel, so thank you guys in advance for doing that, and let's get back into the video. I also don't think that if you have a deck already that it's really enough of an upgrade to justify purchasing a whole new one, but regardless of where you fall, this new deck will be released on November 16th for $549 for the 512 gig model and $649 for the 1TB model. So basically it's pretty much right upon us today. So go and check Valve, and if you guys do feel like picking one up, definitely let me know what you guys are most excited about. But with that being said, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment down below. Do you have a Steam Deck? Are you looking to get your first one or upgrade? Also, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and keep up to date with everything going on here. And, of course, I will see you guys in the next video. Later.